Right now, funding to update the Brewers Stadium. Details on the late-night deliberations and negotiations at the state capitol. Also, Madison schools performed better during the last school year than the year before. More on the annual report released today. And staying safe while celebrating. Tips on avoiding injuries while having a merry good time. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 5. Down-to-the-minute negotiations. That's what it took at the state capitol today to pass a spending plan to keep the Brewers in Milwaukee for decades to come. Political reporter Will Keneally joins us live from the Capitol Rotunda. He has the very latest. Will?
Eric, it was late-night dealings that got lawmakers across the finish line on this Brewers funding here. And in short, it meant more contributions from the team itself that got lawmakers on board.
It'll go back to the Assembly. We understand they're going to pass it this afternoon, I do believe. And the governor's on board, so it's a good day.
The Senate approved a funding plan for AmFam Field in a deal that will keep the Brewers in Milwaukee through 2050. A couple of changes got enough lawmakers on board. The biggest impact for us here in South Central Wisconsin, it will increase the tax on non-baseball events you might go to. Per ticket, that will look like a $2 tax, but that will step up to $4 by the end of the window. That tax will lower the amount of money that the state is chipping in for the deal.
And that's variable based upon how many events are there, and we're hoping we have a lot of events there because that generates a lot of interest and income for the state of Wisconsin, but also brings the viability of the state of Wisconsin up.
The voting lines for this bill were odd, though. Half the Republicans joined 3 Milwaukee Democrats to vote against the proposal. The other half of the Republicans joined the rest of the Democrats to get the bill across the finish line.
If you took the money in a plane and dropped it on a crowd of people, that would have a greater economic impact than subsidizing a sports team that's already profitable.
Senator Chris Larson represents the area covered by the stadium, but for Madison Democrat Melissa Agard, the changes were enough to support it.
Certainly would have been happy if there were other provisions included in the proposal, but we crossed the finish line, we hit a home run, and I'm glad that the Brewers were going to be able to continue to call Wisconsin home.
Now that funding package is heading over to the state assembly, where we actually just heard over the intercom they're wrapping up with what's called a caucus, where each party kind of huddles together. So we could see this pass later tonight. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
All right, Will, thank you. Meanwhile, it looks like the Brewers have their new manager. Multiple sources reporting Milwaukee will promote bench coach Pat Murphy. He'll take over for Craig Counsell, who left for the Cubs. He was interim coach of the Padres back in 2015 before coming over to be the Brewers bench coach. The two have a long history together. Murphy was the head coach when Craig Counsell played his college baseball at Notre Dame. Let's get a look now at your first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is out on the weather patio. Gary?
Very nice day today. Skies have been clear most of the day. I can see a few clouds off to the west, but that's pretty much about it. If you look at visible cloud tracking, you can see just how sunny it was today. You can see those clouds, though, across Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin coming in our direction. Really shouldn't be too much, at least as far as cloud cover is concerned, and that'll also help to keep temperatures up tonight, too. On Doppler track, no precipitation from those clouds. Don't expect to see any for the next couple of days. Low temperatures this morning with the clear skies were pretty chilly. Here in Madison, we dropped to 26 degrees. Most areas dropped into the 20s to the lower 30s. But notice the current temperatures. Madison right now 53, Janesville 54. Temperatures are in the upper 50s over southwestern Wisconsin. Here in Dane County, we're seeing 54 in Middleton, 54 in Verona, and 54 in McFarland. Look for skies to be partly cloudy this evening. Temperatures dropping only into the upper 40s by late evening. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes unseasonably mild weather for the next couple of days, but a big change after that.
Thank you. If you live in Madison, Fitchburg, or Middleton, check which side of the street you're parked on before turning in for the night or face a $20 ticket. Alternate side parking rules go into effect at midnight. The rules are in place 7 days a week, regardless of what the weather is like outside, November 15th through March 15th. Today, schools across Wisconsin got their report cards from the Department of Public Instruction with data from multiple school years. The report cards give an accountability score for each district. Armand Rahman breaks down the numbers for us. So Armand, how did Madison schools do this year?
Well, Eric, the Madison Metropolitan School District is headed in the right direction this year with an overall score of 68.3, just shy of the 70 needed to exceed expectations. Now, the report card is broken down into 4 categories, but we're going to look at 2 in particular, which the DPI says were big statewide. First, MMSD showed upward growth after the pandemic. Students performed higher than the state average in English, language arts, and math standardized test scores. The DPI says this is the first report card that doesn't include test scores from before the pandemic because they want to continue looking forward.
when we talk about recovery mode, I think it's really important that we acknowledge that we don't necessarily want to go back to what we had right before the pandemic, because that also wasn't necessarily where we wanted to be, especially when it comes to things like our racial disparities in our data.
MMSD's on track to graduate score dropped from the previous school year due to a problem impacting a lot of schools statewide, chronic absenteeism, which is the percentage of students who missed more than 10% of school days. I'm coming up at 6. I'll talk more about chronic absenteeism here in Madison schools and things DPI says districts need to focus on to curb that.
Armand, thank you. A fire on Madison's east side destroyed a commercial office building this morning. Happened at the Easttown Office Center on Mendota. Madison fire officials say it took them about 4 hours to fully put out the flames here. Earlier today, we spoke with one of the occupants of a photography business, the owner of the business affected by the fire, and they tell us they are in shock and don't know what to do next.
I'm going to try and be hopeful and hope that I can salvage as much as I can, and I just want my camera back.
An official with the Madison Fire Department tells us they did experience some difficulty fighting that fire. Some of the hydrants in the area were not supplying any water. Others were only providing low volumes. Madison Water Utility was contacted immediately and did provide extra pressure soon after. No injuries were reported. New tonight, 2 mattress companies have a new home in Janesville, and city officials say they hope they'll be welcoming a boost to their local economy along with it. The brand new facility is a consolidation of 2 manufacturers previously in Rock County, Simmons Bedding in Janesville and Serta Bedding in Beloit. Janesville City Manager Kevin Lahner says the Serta Simmons Bedding expansion is an excellent indicator of the direction the city is moving. Company officials are proud to announce the consolidation will not eliminate any jobs.
There's 350 jobs for hard-working residents of the city of Janesville, the Rock County, and the greater region here. And when the city of Janesville wins, these folks win, Rock County wins, the state of Wisconsin wins.
The company's CEO officially cut the opening ribbon in a new 500,000 square foot building. The physical remodel follows financial restructuring done by the company earlier this year, emerging from bankruptcy just 5 months ago. Serta Simmons officials hope the grand opening marks a new start. They say bringing the 2 teams under one roof will help them serve customers in the area more efficiently. A woman is in custody today in connection with several thefts on Madison's north side. According to a spokesperson with the Dane County Sheriff's Office, a deputy tried to stop the suspect who was riding a stolen moped. This was along county highway near the airport about 5 this morning. The suspect then ran into a wooded area. She was found hiding under a trailer near the intersection of County Highway CV at Wheeler Road just after 9 a.m. Thousands gather at our nation's capital today to show support to Israel and denounce anti-Semitism. In a live video feed, Israeli President Isaac Herzog addressed the crowd on the National Mall for March for Israel. He said they are united in marching for those being held hostage by Hamas and for the right of every Jew to live safely in the U.S. The event comes amid a surge of anti-Semitic incidents in the U.S. as the war between Israel and Hamas continues.
And today, all of you are here showing we will not hide in the face of adversity in America and in Israel. Am Yisroel Chai.
The Department of Homeland Security designated today's rally a Level 1 security event. That is the highest possible level, usually reserved for high-profile events such as the Super Bowl. As Israeli troops surround Gaza's largest hospital, Palestinian authorities propose a supervised evacuation of the building where many civilians are sheltering. Intelligence declassified by the Pentagon today indicates Hamas is running a command and control operation from that hospital. Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
Israel's military released new footage showing soldiers on the ground in Gaza as they continue their campaign to crush Hamas. The IDF says it's now in control of the Hamas parliament and other key government buildings. Hamas released footage of its own, showing one of its fighters firing a bazooka. As the conflict rages into a 6th week, the humanitarian crisis continues to grow. Palestinians used hammers and their bare hands to find survivors at this site of this refugee camp, hit by an Israeli airstrike late Monday. Fighting is also intensifying around Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital. Israel claims Hamas is using the medical center as a command post, but Hamas denies the accusation.
Hamas and PIJ members operate a command and control node from Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City. They have weapons stored there.
Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry says at least 40 patients, including 3 babies, have died since emergency generators there ran out of fuel Saturday. Israel's military says it's trying to deliver incubators to potentially move babies to safer locations.
Our war is against Hamas, not against the people in Gaza, especially not the sick.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he's working relentlessly for the release of the hostages being held. And President Biden had this message for their families.
Hang in there, we're coming.
Hamas says it's ready to release up to 70 women and children hostages in exchange for a 5-day ceasefire. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry says more than 11,000 Palestinians have died in the conflict. At least 1,200 Israelis have died. And still ahead at 5, Gary's back. Another complete check of your First Warn forecast. And this week, the University of Virginia mourns the loss of 3 football players who were shot and killed a year ago. And strong numbers on Wall Street after upbeat news on inflation. The Dow up almost 490 points. The Nasdaq surges more than 326, and the S&P adds more than 84. We'll be right back.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800-JUNK, I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
This is Matt Gunderson. It still hits me every time TAPS is played. We're honored to serve those who served. An eligible Veterans Life Celebration includes honors recognizing their dedication and selfless service, including uniform and medal displays.
From Lincoln Center Theater that brought you The King and I and South Pacific comes a sumptuous new revival of the most perfect musical of all time, My Fair Lady.
At Overture Center, November 21st through 26th. Tickets at overture.org.
Progress means producing renewable fuels for trucks on the road today. We're partnering with farmers to develop these fuels using everything from plant byproducts to cow manure. And then using those fuels to help lower the life cycle carbon intensity of the transportation industry. Driving the world forward today while forging new roads to the future. That's energy in progress.
Big, beautiful sectional for just $9.99 with a free ottoman. Big deals.
Black Friday deals.
All month long. Up to 60% off list. Only at Slumberland. Relax in this Lazy Boy recliner for just $4.99.
Yep.
Update your bedroom with this modern bed for just $3.98. Deals so big, prices so low, all month long. But don't wait, because deals this great won't last.
The one and only Black Friday all month long sale.
Only at Slumberland Furniture.
Heck yeah.
If you have Medicare and Medicaid, you may be eligible to get extra benefits with iCare's dual eligible special needs plans. Our members get $1,800 per year with a card that's loaded monthly to pay for items such as eligible groceries, over-the-counter items, rent, and utilities. Whatever you don't spend carries over each month. Call us today, and a licensed sales agent will help you find out if you're eligible. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800-JUNK, I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
I would say I'm definitely discouraged, but like I said, I'm trying to be hopeful. Looks like there are some white walls in there in some places, so.
A new business owner fears her dreams may have gone up in flames.
Hear how she's trying to stay positive after a massive fire in her building tonight at 6.
The University of Wisconsin system is getting a new name. Why now, when it's facing so many other challenges? I'm getting answers from the man in charge.
If you look at everything we're doing, it's being driven by our strategic plan.
The path to UW's new image, Thursday at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Yesterday marked 1 year since a deadly shooting at the University of Virginia where 3 members of the school's football team were killed. 22-year-old Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. opened fire as a bus pulled into a campus garage after a field trip to Washington, D.C. Deshaun Perry, Lavelle Davis Jr., and former Wisconsin Badger wide receiver Devin Chandler were all killed in that shooting. And it was an emotional day on campus yesterday where students gathered to honor those 3 lives lost 1 year later. Alexia Stanbridge has the details.
A moment of silence for Deshaun Perry, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Devin Chandler. Hundreds gathered quietly, and in a show of unity, each one brought a candle to the stairs. All day, the community reflected and honored those killed. Students and staff also laid flowers by the new plaques at Scott Stadium.
It's been really hard being a part of this community, working in a part of this community and seeing everything that everybody has been going through.
They also rang the chapel bells 3 times in honor of the students. UVA volleyball players Madison Mori and Gigi Carvacho knew the young men.
They were beautiful people, beautiful humans.
All 3 of them were just such a light, and when I think of them, I find peace in knowing how much they loved and how much they were loved.
They say they see their light every day.
We're in the gym or we're on the field, that's our way of honoring them and what they meant to our community.
Darnisha Pitts says it's been a hard year, and coming to the memorials is a great way to reflect.
At the end of the day, we all have each other and we're all here together.
Next at 5, the effects of human-caused climate change in the U.S. are far-reaching and worsening. That's according to a new report from climate scientists and several federal agencies. The report reveals that we're experiencing warming temperatures and longer-lasting heat waves as flooding, hurricanes, drought, and wildfires become more frequent and severe. Experts warn by the year 2050 that coastal flooding will happen 5 to 10 times more often than it does now if no action is taken. The U.S. experiences a $1 billion weather disaster, an average of every 3 weeks now, compared to 1 every 4 months back in the 1980s. This adds up to about $150 billion every year.
This assessment shows us in clear scientific terms that climate change is impacting all regions, all sectors of the United States, not just some, all.
President Biden announced $6 billion in new investments to fight climate change. A live look at the Capitol. Again, a warm day with temps in some spots in the 60s. Very unseasonable for this time of the year. Let's get a look at your first warm forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, temperatures are going to stay above normal for at least a couple more days. And 3 things you need to know. Look for those temperatures to probably be in the lower 60s for tomorrow and for Thursday. However, we're going to see a big temperature drop on Friday. A cold front comes through Thursday night. Just a slight chance for a shower. Not a lot of precipitation associated with the front, but a wind shift and temperatures that'll drop by about 20 degrees for Friday. And then we'll see seasonal temperatures with highs in the upper 40s for the weekend, but temperatures will turn colder later next week, especially as we head toward the Thanksgiving holiday. In fact, the high temperature trend shows 3 distinct waves of weather. The first one, unseasonably mild with highs in the 60s next couple of days. Then near average temperatures from Friday through Tuesday with highs in the 40s, and then below normal temperatures as we head toward Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and pretty much the entire Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Although the good news there is that the weather pattern across the country will be pretty quiet. Below normal temperatures expected for much of the eastern 2/3 of the country for the end of November. The warmer weather shifts out to the west, so that's almost a flip-flop from what we've seen for much of the month. But notice, because of that, the upper level winds coming in from the north don't have a lot of moisture associated with it, so below normal precipitation expected from the 22nd through the 28th, which includes Thanksgiving. So good news, at least travel-wise there. Doppler track, very quiet, not seeing any precipitation across our part of the Midwest. A few flurries north of Lake Superior, and that's about it. And take a look at precipitation over the next 10 days. Very little expected in the northern 2/3 of the state, maybe about 1/10 of an inch here and 1/4 of an inch down toward Milwaukee and parts of southeastern Wisconsin. But the good news is snow over the next 10 days, pretty much confined to North Dakota, far northern Minnesota, and that's about it, other than just a few flurries that we'll see around here. On weather track, the upper level winds now becoming more southwesterly, and that's what's going to bring in that milder weather for the next couple of days. So that's the good news there. Most of the moisture, though, being shunted down to the south, and that keeps it dry here, but brings rain to a part of the country that really could use it down near the Gulf Coast. To the west, the cold front will eventually sweep on through, not have much of an effect on temperatures. Notice the temperatures right now, 50s here. Out to the west, 60s. That's what we're looking at for tomorrow and probably Thursday as well. Planning your night, look for partly cloudy skies. Temperatures Upper 40s by 9 p.m. By midnight, still in the upper 40s. Those clouds keeping temperatures up. So only dropping to the mid 40s by 3 a.m. Skies start to clear and temperatures drop into the lower 40s by early on Wednesday morning. Plan your night across Dane County. Low 44 Fitchburg, 45 in Belleville, 44 in Sun Prairie. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 46 in Fond du Lac, 43 in Madison, and 43 in Lone Rock. For tomorrow, look for a mostly sunny day. High temperature 62 degrees. That's very mild for this time of year. Average high temperatures in the middle 40s. The first warned 7 to 10 day forecast. Another unseasonably mild day on Thursday with windy conditions, high 64. The cold front comes through with just a slight chance for a shower Thursday night. Then that big drop in temperatures for Friday. Upper 40s, about average for the weekend into Monday. Then some rain and snow showers Monday night into Tuesday morning. And then it turns pretty dry but cold as we head toward Thanksgiving. Highs only in the mid to upper 30s, maybe a flurry on Black Friday afternoon. Otherwise, we take a look at first horn traffic right now. Looking at the Beltline, looking pretty good. I saw some delays, just some minor delays right around Monona Drive over toward Stoughton Road. Otherwise, all the major highways around Dane County looking pretty good travel-wise. 19-minute trip on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to I-3990, 15 minutes back in the westbound direction, and 18 minutes inbound from Sun Prairie to downtown. Same trip outbound takes you 19 minutes. US 12 Middleton to Sauk City is 16 minutes, and the Beltline to Janesville on I-3990 takes you 24 minutes. That's your news for now. First horn traffic.
Gary, thank you. Just ahead, the holidays can be a time of celebration, but also can come with certain dangers. How to stay safe when you're marking the holiday season. Next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The moms have a brand new show.
Are you having a great time?
I'm Mom So Hard Ladies Night. Saturday, November 18th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream with internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV. With the all-new Xumo Stream Box, it's streaming simplified. Get Spectrum One Stream with fast and reliable internet for $49.99 a month, free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited mobile line, and a free Xumo Stream Box when you add Spectrum TV. Go to spectrum.com/stream, a Spectrum store, or call 833-976-4999.
Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. DuraClean is an interior paint and primer in one. It comes in a variety of colors, and it's washable, scrubbable, and stain resistant. A gallon of flat is just $22.95 after rebate. Finish your renovations with DuraClean Kitchen and Bath Interior Paint. With its mildew-resistant coating, it protects your walls from frequent exposure to moisture. Get a gallon for $32.79 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
However you do the holidays, do it together in the Chevy that's right for you. The strong and capable Chevy Silverado, the award-winning Chevy Equinox, or the all-new Chevy Trax. This holiday season, do more together in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $269 a month. Or get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Equinox models.
Think all Medicare plans are the same? Think again. A Medicare Advantage plan from Dean Health Plan gives you the benefits you need with premiums as low as $0 a month. Medical, hospital, and prescription drug coverage comes with $0 copays for primary care doctor visits. And extra benefits can help you save even more. Get preventive and comprehensive dental, $250 for eyewear, and $750 for hearing aids. Plus, you can save on over-the-counter health and wellness items. All this and a free fitness membership at more than 20,000 locations. Call 1-866-249-1748 now to request your free Dean Health Plan Medicare Advantage Guide. That's 1-866-249-1748. Dean Health Plan, right here with you.
Win a hand paint jackpot at Ho
Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Mercedes and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Survival rates have increased significantly for the deadliest disease in the U.S. A new report shows about 26.6% of people who get lung cancer survive at least 5 years past their initial diagnosis. That's up almost 5% since 2016, according to the American Lung Association. But more people still need to get screened. The report reveals less than 5% of people who are at high risk of lung cancer undergo that screening. The best way to prevent cancer is to, of course, not use tobacco, which is to blame for the majority of lung cancer cases. A new federal survey reveals about 1 in 6 Americans had a substance use disorder last year. Of the 49 million people surveyed, about 30 million abused alcohol, 27 million abused drugs. That includes about 6 million people struggling with opioid use disorder. About 2.5 million more people experienced substance use disorders in 2022 than in 2021. The Health and Human Services Secretary says the data confirms the opioid crisis remains one of the greatest public health challenges in the U.S. There are some pre-holiday signs of a weakening labor market. Usually businesses this time of the year start hiring extra workers to stock shelves and help with orders and deliveries. But this year, the number of seasonal positions publicly advertised fell to the lowest level in a decade. The Wall Street Journal reports that the National Retail Federation's seasonal worker hires are down as much as 40% from 2021. Today, a warning of the safety hazards that can ruin a happy holiday and the statistics behind injuries related to holiday decorating, cookies, and toys. Karen Kafa is in Washington with details from the Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Dramatic demonstrations to underscore how the season of lights and wonder can bring household hazards. The Consumer Product Safety Commission releasing a new report about fires and injuries related to holiday decorating, cooking, and more.
How the unthinkable can happen in an instant. Fires involving Christmas trees and candles are far too frequent in this holiday season.
The CPSC says an average of 1,600 cooking fires take place on Thanksgiving Day, more than 3 times the daily average. CPSC says to stay close while food is on the stove or in the oven and place a turkey fryer far from the house, never on the porch or in the garage. The CPSC also reports nearly 15,000 people were treated in hospital emergency rooms last holiday season between November and January due to decorating-related injuries. More than 40% of those injuries involved falls. And a dry tree is a more flammable tree. A live Christmas tree needs plenty of water, and check for broken light bulbs and frayed wires regularly. When it comes to holiday toys,
When you're buying toys, making sure they're age appropriate, because we do see a lot of injuries associated with small parts for children.
CPSC did say their researchers observed a downward trend from 2015 to 2022 in toy-related injuries for children 14 years and younger. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
And we'll have a final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
Trust your feet to Morgan's Shoes.
Thin Comfort footwear is handmade from the finest of natural products, leather-lined and expertly crafted, made with great care to ensure a first-class product that Thin Comfort is known for. Thin Comfort, meticulously handcrafted in Germany and loaded with arch support. You can be assured that Morgan Shoes will properly fit you in your new Thin Comfort shoes.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan Shoes.
Morgan Shoes, Hilldale.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of PowerSwabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to PowerSwabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. PowerSwabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stained caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, PowerSwabs can target that area using swab precision.
My favorite thing about the PowerSwabs is that I was actually able to take the swab and really get through some of those areas that are kind of like untreated. I felt like I can immediately see the results, and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely starting to see the shades getting brighter and brighter, or whiter and whiter.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, Just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution.
Well, they're whiter, they're brighter, and I feel better about my smile. And it was so easy to do.
One friend was like, your teeth look like really white. Did you do anything to it? And I was like, I did. I did Power Swabs.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This Thanksgiving, order Power Swabs and receive up to 50% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 50% off and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjord's furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Visit the Century House today and view our extensive lineup. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjord's furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, our exclusive interview with Democratic Senator Joe Manchin. For the first time, we asked whether he will run for president on a third-party ticket. The answer and more headlines tonight on the CBS Evening News.
A large structure fire on Madison's east side went up in flames this morning. At 6, hear from one business owner who remains hopeful that her belongings are intact. Again, next hour, News 3 Now at 6. We'll take a look at this. The latest fad of unlikely collaborations here. McDonald's and Crocs are teaming up to offer a limited edition collection inspired by McDonald's characters. The collection includes a classic clog with a McDonald's twist, socks and charms, the Gibbets charms, for those looking to sport some fast food fashion. The Mickey D's apparel just dropped at crocs.com. Gary?
Those are not approved for workers behind the counter.
I know you're eyeing those. Maybe one with a little grimace on it or the Hamburglar?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Just what I need. Add to my collection.
Gary's back. Final check of the forecast. Staying warm for a bit.
Yeah, it looks nice out there now. Skies are just becoming partly cloudy. High temperatures today here in Madison. Just shy of 60 at 58, but Janesville hit 61. Several places in southwestern Wisconsin hit the 60s. And right now, we're still looking at temperatures that are well into the 50s. It'll be a mild evening.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas, Gary. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is now.